evening, and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you. I'm Whitney Ward. We do begin tonight taking a look now at the forecast. Tonight we're tracking the return of snow to the inland northwest, and it's prompted a winter weather advisory for later tonight.
To tell us more about the timing of the snow, let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy?
Well, Mark, Whitney, we've already got a little bit falling in parts of central Washington, a lot over the Cascades, and for us, we're just in a waiting game. Right now, our temperatures are at 34 degrees. It normally would be above freezing and you go, it's rain, but a really cold dew point and a lot of cold air above us means it starts falling as snow. And for that reason, we have winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings in effect. Over the mountains, winter storm warnings because it stays snow through Thursday. Down low, it'll quickly transition from snow to rain tomorrow morning, and that's why we have winter weather advisories. Impacts on the morning commute are about the extent of it. Wind advisories in the Columbia Basin pretty widespread because of some of the wind that accompanies this. We talked a bit about the formation of this storm and why it's going to be windy yesterday, but here it is. Our initial push of moisture already working its way in, and you can see it kind of slowly creeping its way through. A lot of that staying a little bit farther to the south, and forecast models starting to pick up on it. Looks like we'll get it here in eastern Washington and North Idaho, more widespread kind of middle of the night. By tomorrow morning, it is rain. We're going to see wind pick up throughout the day. That advects or brings us some warmer temperatures, and it's all rain from there. Rain through Thursday as well as the wind stays strong. Look at the temps though, from 34 to 46 and then staying in the 40s through about Friday morning.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. Moving on to some breaking news right now. The Spokane Fire Department sounding the alarm following a series of fires within the last couple of weeks.
Investigators now believe some of those are a result of arson, including yesterday's incident, which happened at the old spaghetti factory. So we want to turn now to KREM 2's Cody Proctor after learning more from fire investigators tonight. Cody?
Well, Mark and Whitney, the Spokane Fire shared details with me on what about that string of suspicious fires. Now, for the most part, they don't think they're related, but they do share commonalities. Now, one of them happened right here at the old spaghetti factory here in downtown. So here's what we know at this time. That first fire happened on February 12th on West Barnes Road, where firefighters responded to a parked van that was on fire. Then two happened yesterday, one of them being last night on the 200 block of West Indiana Avenue. That was at the loading dock of a commercial building. Right now, Spokane Fire believes that one was a warming fire that got out of hand. Now, the other one was here at the old spaghetti factory, and that one is the one that is being considered arson. According to Spokane Fire's Lee Venning, security video showed a man coming up and lighting debris on the outside of the building on fire before walking off, and it did not take him long to do so.
10 seconds, 15 seconds, it was pretty quick. They walked up, bent over, lit it on fire, and walked off. So, and then it burned for quite a long time without anybody really noticing or intervening.
Now, Spokane Fire is still investigating right now. They don't believe these fires, again, are related, but they do share commonalities. Now, as a precaution, Spokane Fire is asking the public to clear any combustible materials that are from the sides of their properties. That way you get rid of the material that can be lit on fire. They also recommend making sure that if you have any security cameras, make sure they actually work, so then if a fire does happen, they have something they can look at to review. Reporting live in downtown, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
Cody, thank you very much. The Spokane Police Department says it had a busy weekend. Yesterday, they told us 4 of what they call critical incidents tied up several of the department's resources, such as officers out on patrol.
So we want to bring you more to every story. And tonight, KREM 2's Amanda Rowley asked SPD more about as the department is continuing to struggle with staffing shortages. Amanda?
Limited staffing remains an issue for the Spokane Police Department, especially over the last month, as SPD put 17 officers on leave following recent shootings. Now, a recent example of the department's staffing juggle was over the weekend.
The Spokane Police Department says several officers, investigators, and specialty units responded to 4 critical incidents over the weekend. Police say these calls involved executing a search warrant, a man shot in a 7-Eleven parking lot, another man in crisis threatening to kill his family, and a suspect pointing a gun at people. Specialty units responding to these incidents included SWAT, Explosive Disposal Unit, hostage negotiators, and drone operators.
As the level of violence that we deal with increases, we have to also change our tactics and make it safe for us.
Lieutenant Terry Pruniger says this level of response over the weekend took resources away from responding to other potential calls.
If I'm a patrol officer and I'm on a patrol team of 6 or 7 officers, and let's say 2 of those officers are on specialty units and get called away to a special event, you just took away a significant percentage of the resources that that sector had to do their regular patrol job, and those calls don't stop coming in.
Pruniger explains working on a specialty unit is considered a part-time or second job in the department, meaning unit members are regular full-time investigators or patrol officers. So when they're called away to their specialty unit, that takes them away from their full-time position and responding to your calls.
But it does take a toll, and it sometimes it puts limitations on us as to what we can go to.
Now, I confirmed with SPD today, of the 17 officers put on leave, 9 of them returned to work last week. All 9 were involved in the shooting on the South Hill in January that killed a man. SPD says 4 of them are members of the department's specialty units. Reporting in the newsroom, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Amanda, thank you very much. An Eastern Washington man accused of helping to kill more than 3,000 birds intends to plead guilty to illegal wildlife trafficking charges. The birds, including eagles, were killed on a Montana reservation.
Federal prosecutors say Travis John Branson of Pend Oreille County and others killed 3,600 birds during a year-long killing spree. Feathers from eagles and other birds are valuable among many Native American tribes for use in sacred ceremonies. Branson is accused of illegally selling those feathers.
According to court documents, Branson agreed to plead guilty to reduce other charges. A second suspect still remains at large after an arrest warrant was issued when he did not show up to court for his appearance.
Happening tomorrow, the man who is accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students is expected back in court.
The defense is asking that more investigators be allowed to view certain genetic evidence. The court will also discuss moving Brian Koberger's trial out of Latah County, as well as scheduling a date for the trial itself. That hearing begins at 1 p.m. on Wednesday. Also tomorrow, the state of Idaho is set to execute Thomas Creech, but will it happen? Creech is Idaho's longest-serving death row inmate.
Last night, Creech's attorneys filed a motion asking the U.S. Supreme Court to review the case, saying the prosecution presented evidence that was false and, quote, bogus. They want the Supreme Court to review the Ninth Circuit Court's previous decision, and they are also asking the Supreme Court for a stay of his execution while that petition is pending.